Hi everybody, I am Christy with Christi E Creations and a Chainmail artist, and tonight I have Holly, and she's going to introduce herself and talk about her business first.
Hi, my name is Holly Miller. I am with Country Road Crafts NC. Sell fusion mineral paint. I do crafts, and we are in Eastern North Carolina at the beach. So if you have any questions, just let me know and we'll try to answer them.
All right, now chainmail is connected back to the medieval times. So you think about the medieval armor, that is where chainmail comes from. But now I make it into jewelry just like a lot of other artists. And I mainly work with aluminum. So I do a little different. And if you're interested in my location, I'm in Texas. I had already pre-prepped all my product work tonight in a last video. I am doing what's called a helm circle. So here's the rainbow version. Let me do one that's a little easier to see. So it's where I have rings connected together and then rings wrapped into those rings. But the ones I'm doing tonight are actually going to have charms off of them and spring themed.
And I'm just going to paint this little cutout we got here with fusion paint and make a pretty little Easter decoration. You can put in your tier tray or your Easter baskets. And afterwards, I think we're going to post information in our comments.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can also go back and edit your video and put it in the description.
Thank you.
All right, we have 2 comments so far. So first off, hi Kiro. And the second one is from Liz. She says, I'm looking forward to tonight's craft and chat.
Hi Liz, how are you guys? Trying to paint all this. I'm a messy painter, so forgive me. I'll get it everywhere. Hopefully I don't get it on my computer screen. That gets a little scary when it gets close to the computer. And I actually pulled my hair back so I don't get it in my hair this time.
There's another artist that I know that her name is Chris. She was about to mix up paint. Well, she has a habit of not putting the lids on the paint jar.
Yes. And then forgetting it, almost dropping them.
No, she was live and she was shaking up. Paint went all over her, in her mouth, all over the kitchen.
Oh no. Oh no. I dropped the black the other day. It was in a box, thankfully. And not on my white floors or my white walls. Ooh.
Yeah. So, we have Liz saying, Holly, your Easter pieces are so cute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Fusion Mineral Paint had them out last year. I just thought it was cute, and I'm going to do them again this year. So I'm using raw silk on the top of the white color is raw silk. So I'm just going to put one coat on these.
Liz, I'm close to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, closer to the Fort Worth side, in a small town called Mineral Wells. Which the town has the name for mineral wells because there's actually mineral water here.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Not really talking tonight, am I?
I'm not chatty Cathy either.
I normally talk more just like, what's there to talk about tonight?
Well, is the weather. Did you guys get weather down in Texas? Because I was concerned about those tornadoes coming through.
Yes, we had it. it went through. Right now, we're mainly dealing with fires. We had fires right before the rain and tornadoes, and then we're still dealing with some of those fires from then.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. We just have a lot of wind. We don't have any kind of major weather right now, other than pollen. If you think pollen's not a weather, oh my goodness. I have a white car. It's green right now. Thankfully, it sprinkled a little bit last night. It's like, get a little bit of that nastiness off my car.
I need to take mine through the car wash to get all the dust and smoke that came in from the fires, even though they were far enough away from us, they were not even concerned. You could smell the smoke and everything else out. And Liz said she's in the northwest of Houston, which is Texas area. Liz, did you have the tornadoes down there? I know there were some near Austin. I just don't remember everywhere they were.
I'm going to throw the dogs out. Give me a second. Quickly. And when they start shooting artillery at night, the dogs start barking. And I forgot to put a scheduled night for artillery.
It's fine. I have 4 dogs here at the house. I was waiting for one of them to start barking with yours.
Oh, that would have been talented, right? They could have coordinated. Oh my goodness. I knew that was going to happen. I should have threw them out before.
It happens. I mean, I've been on a live where I was trying to continue going live, and the dogs would just not stop barking. I literally had to end the live to take care of them before getting back on a live.
Oh my goodness. I've only did a handful of lives. I've did a couple of decoupage. I want to do a Lazy Susan with decoupage on top. I've started it, but I haven't did a lab yet.
That'd be cool to see.
So this color here is Little Star, the yellow. So I'm going to paint my chick Little Star. And then I'm going to give him some dimension by putting a little bit of darker color on. Actually, I think I'm going to use a lighter color on him with a sponge to create texture. If I get that far.
I didn't know you could use the sponge to create texture with paint.
Yes. You could do it layering colors. You can do, I like the dark on top of the light. Actually, I've been working on a patina technique with the dark on the light to try to create the faux patina look. The hospital kind of put me behind the curve on that one. I was working on it.
Let's see. Oh, y'all did have the tornadoes down there. We were lucky. We had a couple straight line winds where I'm at, and truthfully, at that point, I was thinking we were about ready to head to the hall with just the straight line winds for that storm.
Ugh.
So here's my first one made. So I did pink, 2 pink colors and a green, and the color palette was pulled from the glass cabochon here that is painted and then has a pressed flower inside.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I should already have my Easter and everything done, and I'm starting my Easter stuff today, and I just realized the dogs opened my curtain.
I don't have a curtain yet.
Well, I'll be honest, these are shower curtains behind me on a photography stand.
Oh, cool. I didn't think about that. I was trying to get shelves, but I put them up too high. We put them up. I'm like, they're not even showing in my lives. Okay. We worked hard on the wall. But you can't see any of the work.
I can see the trim stuff down at the bottom, and I cannot remember what it's called. I know it's not trim.
It is called I forgot to. The top is called Coffined. Yeah, that came with the house. I don't remember what they called it. It was something fancy. I was like, oh, okay. I was going to patina it all, but I was convinced that it would not be a good idea. I like patina.
For my household, it's hard. I like the dark woods. And then my mom and dad like the bright blues. And my brother says as long as it's not pink, he doesn't care.
What's this wall called?
A wall.
No. What's the kind of design?
Called wainscoting.
Wainscoting.
Okay.
WAINSCOAT.
And that's my husband, Frank. He's the other half of Country Road Crafts. I had to throw the dogs out. They were barking.
Yeah, and I forgot. I would have came to it for you.
That's okay. We are doing crafts tonight. I was expecting those tornadoes to come this way, but I guess they went north. Hoping they went north.
I know, not far from us, one of the schools was still in session. I know it got the high school, and Kira, if you're still on, did it get the middle school also? Or was it the elementary school? And then also got the animal shelter.
Oh, puppies.
So, and then that was one direction. Then the other direction, I was talking to you earlier about the fires. We have that in the other direction. And they're calling it a complex fire because it's 7 different fires all together. They're fighting in one.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I'm not quite sure, Liz, but this color here is the discontinued Divine Lavender I'm going to use on the egg. So let's get him out of the way so I can paint him right here. I love Divine Lavender. I was upset when they discontinued it. But I got the recipe, so I will be using it more.
That's good.
And they do have a beautiful purple in the milk paint called Wisteria, which I'm dying to paint. Here I'm sitting in with milk paint. I just haven't got my nerve up to do it yet. It's like it's a little bit bright. It's a little more lilac than this. But I want to do my office chairs in that color. I've painted chairs before, but just not with milk paint.
So what is milk paint? Can't even say it right now. Okay, I'm gonna give up.
Milk paint comes in a powder form, and you measure it out. So depending on what kind of look you want is how you add the water. If you want just a regular look like this here, you're going to just a 1-for-1. So it's 1 scoop of powder to 1 part water, and it makes it like regular paint. If you want it to be like a whitewashed, it's 2-to-1. So it's 2 water to 1 powder, which thins it out. So you can do like a wash over top. And I'm going to be doing a wash on something soon. Probably a tray of some sorts. And then if you want the crackle look, you do a 2-to-1 backwards. So you do a 2 powder to 1 water, and then you dry it quick. And when you dry it quick, it kind of crackles it. It doesn't peel. Some people were thinking that it was peeling, and it was not peeling. It just gives that look. And if you think it's peeling, you can sand it. And I fill in the crack with a darker color, like I did my birdhouse. I did this birdhouse. I don't know if you can see it. Crackle.
Oh wow.
The crackle on the side, and it's all done in milk paint. And I just did a darker color on it so you can see the crackle look. So I love birdhouses. I have like 2 or 3 of them. I have like 5 of them in the kitchen I need to work on because they were on sale at Dollar Tree and I had to get them. They were like $3. My husband's like, all of them? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay. I know Dollar Tree is not $1 anymore, but they had that special section. And
Well,
I can't make them that cheap.
I don't know what ours is. I normally don't go to it, so.
Well, it was $1, but now it's $1.25. But the special section goes up a little bit because it's actual wood cutouts and all that.
Okay, is the dog doing it or is the fan moving it? Because it's now 75 degrees, but it got up to 85 today. So I was stubborn and didn't turn the air conditioner on and just have fans going.
Yeah. And I usually open the windows, but the pollen's so bad you can't right now. It's just terrible. Liz, it is discontinued, but I still have a few in stock. See, I got yellow everywhere. And I have put a couple stashed back for myself because I like that color.
Now I cannot pick up the charm. Oh, there it goes. So normally I do not do anything Easter themed besides crosses. And this year I decided to add some spring. So we went ahead and ordered bunnies because that could be spring or Easter. So this is my first Easter piece of the year. It's going to be in more pastel colors with a pale pink and gunmetal.
That's cool.
And we keep talking about purple, so I'm going to reach over and grab one of the purple pieces I prepped.
I love purple. I have purple everything.
I go between blue and purple, and then every now and then it's pink. Not too often, but every now and then.
My daughter loves pink. She likes ballet slipper pink. She's a ballerina. Got a dance competition tomorrow. She's actually the teacher now, and her students have a competition tomorrow. So it's kind of cool. Lid's back on my paint so I don't spill it everywhere. Story of my life, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Let me put these to it. Now, I know I'm continuing with the same design, but I was going to grab a couple other pieces real quick since I wanted to just show them off. This is one I have just need to put string on and finish up. This is going to be a dice bag here. Let me actually pull it up here. So it's just every color I have in stock.
That's cool. That's pretty.
And then if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, it holds 4 sets of the dice.
Cool. That's good to know. We play games. We were in the middle of Gloomhaven. Like on scenario 6 before I got sick. So yeah, we have dice everywhere. That's a good 4 sets of, I'm sorry, one more time.
4 sets of D&D dice.
4 sets of D&D dice. That's cool.
But you can really put any type of stuff in it. It's just that gives most people a reference of how much it can hold. And then this one is a new piece. So I've been making cuffs, and then I've been making these in bracelets. So instead of connecting them as cuffs, and I see I made a mistake on that one, I'll have to fix. These are individual strings connected on the cuff snap bracelet for those who want to wear more than one bracelet, but do not like to deal with lobster clasps. And I'm going to fix that one error I made on it before I move on to anything else tonight.
I love you guys. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to start texturing. That ain't going to work. I forgot to shake it up. That's a problem.
Oh, that's okay. I actually, this one I just pulled out, I don't have the correct number of rings I need either.
So I usually take my sponge, and this sponge I've probably had for years. I don't even know, 20 years or more. But I clean it up. Sometimes I forget to clean it up, and it's kind of, some of it's hard, some of it's soft. It's just kind of regular. I don't know if you can see it, a regular sponge.
Mm-hmm.
And I just take it and dip it in a color, and then just dab it on and create texture. So I want to create feather. I'm going to offload some of the color. Something I learned from Liz, because she does stencils. Offload, what it's called. We take the paint off. If you guys can see that. There we go. Give my chicken some feathers. You guys see that?
I was glancing down. Yeah, I can see a little texture.
A little bit.
As I say, normally if you're on a computer, it's going to be bigger for them to see than what we're seeing here.
Yeah. See? Don't get it on the purple. Pay attention. I'm just going to wipe it off. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. Then I'm just going to glue it all together. For the bunny, I'm going to put a lighter color on the bunny. Actually, I'm going to put a darker color on the bunny. So I did a lighter color on the chick. You can see the texture on it. I'm going to do a darker color on the bunny to give him some fuzzy. And I have another little teeny tiny sponge with a little different texture to him. You can see that?
Okay. Yeah.
Gonna dab it in the paint.
You let your paint dry by itself, or do you use a heat gun on it?
I probably should use a heat gun, but I didn't get it out, so we're gonna let it dry on its own.
What?
But I'm using very thin layers, so if I was using thicker layers, I would definitely have to use a heat gun. And you can probably see the layering on the dark color better than a chick. I'm gonna lay him over here. My bunny.
Liz is asking if you're using a sea sponge.
Yes, they are sea sponge, and I got them at Michael's. See how the bunny's texture a little?
Yes.
The yellow doesn't show up so much on the computer, but
yeah, you learn early on certain colors show up better than other colors.
I'll
never
make note.
That's why.
Okay. So after I dab it all on, I'm gonna let the bunny dry now. Here's what he's gonna look like. Textures.
Oh, cool.
And then I'm going to just hot glue everything else together.
So you just use hot glue like you just said. So just a regular crafter I follow, she always says wood glue with wood. Is it really a difference need for that?
It depends on the integrity you want on it. If you want it to have integrity, you're going to want wood with wood, but I'm using hot glue today because it's just going to be a pretty little decoration. If I was doing this on a piece of furniture, then yes.
Okay.
Furniture too. But this is just going to be a decorative, pretty, not going to hold any kind of weight type thing.
Okay. But I have a habit when I'm working, put on different random crafters I follow, and I learn different things that sometimes don't make sense, and I never think about asking questions.
Well, I ask a ton of questions, and sometimes I learn by making those mistakes, which is more likely than not. What not to do is usually the way I learn. I learn best on the oopsies.
Just like with Chainmail, I'm pretty much self-taught. I've took a couple of classes on specific designs, but even compared to other Chainmail artists, I do things differently. I still remember I was watching a 2-hour video for the first piece of Chainmail I made. I turned that video into 5 hours.
Oh, goodness.
And then I didn't touch Chainmail again for a little while.
My little chick's face. I want to add a little bit of orange on the chick's nose. Oh, here my brush. And I'm going to blend it in. I'm just going to wipe a little off to blend it in a little bit because it's a little darker than I thought. Okay. Now I can get these other eye on there without burning my fingers off on the hot glue gun. That's sometimes easier said than done.
So let's just put it this way. I've never used it.
My daughter danced in Polynesian dance group, and we had to actually make their uniforms because from scratch. The hot glue gun is hot, let me tell you. And my hands were blistered. And I would fuck. Mom, you burned your hand again? Yes, dear. You're lucky I love you. But it was fun times. I miss when they were home. Little chick.
All right, here's one of the purples I have, and it's a lilac coloring is what it's supposedly called. And again, it's with that pale pink to go with that particular flower that was pressed in that one.
That is so nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot to close the jump rings.
So there's my chicken and my happy Easter and all my pretty stuff.
Those are cute.
And you can put it in a tray, and you can put it in, put it in a wreath if you want on the door. You can hang it on little things on them.
All right. You have another project you want to do, or?
I have one I can paint. I can finish up. I can finish up my one for. Give me a second. I'll go grab it.
All right.
Put these to the side and let them dry. And I'm going to get my Lazy Susan to finish painting on it.
Oh. So, while she's away, I'm going to say, for those that are on my page, I put Holly's link in the description. So if y'all want to go follow her page, because I know I saw several interesting things there on her page I was interested in. And then I believe my link is also on in her description if anyone wants to check out more of my things as well.
And so this is just going to be a prep for another project. I'm going to use, I got this piece and I had my husband cut me out some smaller pieces, and I got a Lazy Susan pack from Home Depot. I think it was like $5. I don't even know about the wood because it was laying around. It's been there forever, and I'm like, can I use that?
Now, Lazy Susan's, those pieces she just showed, if you can't find it in store, you can also get it on Amazon. That is where I got some of mine for my jewelry displays.
Oh, very nice.
Liz, I've been doing chainmail for 4 years now.
So with this, I'm just going to put a coat of raw silk on. The big one.
Yeah.
Just to give it a base coat so when I put my decoupage on it, it will not show the wood because I don't want it to show all the way through.
When you do decoupage, do you buy it from specific people or just wherever?
I resell decoupage from Roycycle.
Yeah.
And I also get some from HP Distributing because they're a little bit different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a project. I got some HP stuff from. But I mostly do Roycycle since I resell it.
She's the only one I actually know that does papers to sell.
Oh. Yeah, HP Distributing has some. I just got some transfers, not stencils, but not decoupage, but I just got some transfers in from, from Liz's company. I'm sorry, Essential Stencils. My brain, it's gone. Essential Stencils is where I got some transfers from, but I think they have decoupage. And you can get it you can use tissue paper. Or my stuff. I hate hair. These are new brushes. And I thought they were going to be better than that. Yeah. They're losing their hair.
At this point, certain designs are easy, Liz. Others are not. It actually, not only does you have to learn it, but you also have to find what tools work best with you. I went through 4 or 5 different brands of pliers before I even found the type of pliers that work best with me without causing issues with my wrists and stuff. And even then, I do have to stop and take breaks because I can cause damage to the muscles in my wrists.
Oh. Do you sell at craft shows or just?
Yes, I do. I do multiple ones. I do comic shows, regular craft shows, handmade only. Let's see. This month I'll be in the not this month. Next month I'll be completely in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Then in March, okay, I'm going to try to go backwards on the calendar, it seems. So April I'll be in Dallas-Fort Worth area. May I will be in Glen Rose, Texas. And in July, I'm going to actually go down to Corpus Christi for a comic show.
Oh, cool. So are they Comic-Cons or?
Not all of them. Just I have the Corpus Christi is going to be Comic-Con, and then I have one in Arlington that's going to be Comic-Con.
Cool. I am working on a Zelda outfit.
Oh.
It's taken me forever. I'm working on the tapestry right now. I am doing a cross stitch on the tapestry for Zelda, Skyward. Is it Skyward? Breath of the Wild.
Surprisingly, I haven't seen a Zelda in any of the comic shows I've done so far.
I just love it. I love it. I've had it. I've loved Zelda since it came out in the 80s when I was a kid. And I've played them all the way up. And I stopped playing for a while. And then I had surgery in November. My son had bought me a Switch, a Nintendo Switch. And he bought me a 2 games. He bought me Skyward Sword, which was challenging because of the different techniques on the game. And then he bought me the old game that I already beat once, was Link's Awakening. And I beat that within like 3 days because it was the same controls, same everything. But when I went to Skyward Sword, it was like, whoa. I had to learn a whole new technique on that. I lose time when I play games, so it's not always a good thing.
Restarted. Do you know the game system? It's on a couple of different systems. Dragon Age.
Don't know Dragon Age yet.
Okay. Well, obviously, I've been playing. I'm replaying it, and I've started, and then I have put it off to the side because all I want to do is play it again.
Yes, and I forget. Gotta sleep. Gotta eat. Need to cook. The dogs need food. Yeah.
Need to make product for shows for me.
Yes. And what I've been doing lately is I charge it, I play it without it plugged in, and when it dies, I'm done for that day. So what, 5 hours? I have to make a list. Cannot play game all day today. I forget. It's fun. Takes you away. Just like painting does.
I have to also be careful on my fan fictions to not get pulled into fan fiction when I need to be doing a lot of product or other work.
Not sure what fan fiction is.
Say you watch or read Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
And then other people go and write their own versions of different takes of the story, or they make believe of the universe of the story.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll get lost in that too. Just like going down rabbit holes after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. What does this do? Hey, this is pretty cool. What does this do?
One of the things, it's called a crossover. So it's basically I really like reading Harry Potter, even though I've never read the books, just watched the movies. But lately they've been doing Harry Potter crossover with Marvel.
Oh.
And
my husband bought the Harry Potter series. I'm like, they got the VCR.
I'll be truthful. I'd rather do a Lord of the Rings marathon than Harry Potter, but then I prefer to read the fan fictions of Harry Potter.
Fair enough. So I'm just putting a light coat on this because I'm going to decoupage over the top. I just didn't want the wood to show through when I do it. So, and I got paint on my charger. On my phone charger. I got paint all over my hands. Oh, Lordy. Story of my life. It's not in my hair yet, so we're good.
Wait till you get it in your mouth, because I still remember that, like I said, that video I told you about where the paint went everywhere.
Oh no. Haven't gotten it in my mouth yet. I have went, my real job, I do audits for the government. And one night I was up late painting and I had paint on my head and on my cheek. And I went for an audit and my supervisor was like, what were you doing last night? I'm like, what do you mean? Go check the mirror. So now I have wipes at work just in case I forget to look at those spaces that I accidentally may have hit the night before. Well, yeah, definitely get paint everywhere.
I don't have to worry about paint, but I've been lucky tonight so far. These rings sometimes will just bounce off randomly.
Oh.
And you never know where you're going to find them. But normally I have to go hunt them down because I'm worried about a dog trying to eat them.
Oh, yeah. Getting choked on them.
Mm-hmm.
Those are... Yeah, my dog, I have a crazy dog that likes to lick the paint before it dries.
Oh, no.
So if I'm painting in the house and it's where she can get to it, she'll lick it. Thankfully, fusion paint is not toxic.
Oh, good.
So I don't recommend everybody going around licking the paint. And I try to keep the dog from doing it. But she is my paint licker. She's a blue heeler lab mix.
I have Dachshunds here, and so they're mainly one of them will randomly grab what's on the floor thinking we dropped food.
Snacks, yeah.
And she's the one I'm worried about thinking when a jump ring falls off my desk, it's food. And she's normally the one underneath my desk while I'm doing my lives.
Oh.
She's also the reason that curtain keeps opening behind me.
So you just have it on a curtain rod, you said?
Photography backdrop, sorry.
Photography backdrop.
Yeah, so basically on each side you can't see there's rods going down and then it has rods going there. So I can literally take this down when I want to.
Okay. So the smaller piece here is just for the bottom for the thing to spin on, but I still want it covered white. I still don't want the wood to show. I'm not going to put decoupage on the bottom one. I'm going to put decoupage on the top one.
Yeah.
But I still don't want the wood to be shown.
So for me, besides doing spring and Easter, I'm also already started working on 4th of July themed stuff. So I have one of the charms I have for it.
That's pretty. I haven't got that far ahead. Spring, Easter, that's as far as I got.
I'm already planning Christmas items need to make.
One of these days I'll get up ahead of myself, but you know, I don't know when that's going to happen, but one of these days.
I already have 2 shows booked for Christmas themed, and so I'm like, okay, what am I going to need for these shows?
I guess we don't do as many shows as I think. We have 2 storefronts that we, vendor malls that we have. We put paint and furniture in, and we sell online. And I'm going to start doing more lives. I do Magnolia Design also, just because I like crafts.
I do a good deal of shows, and then I have one booth that I share with a friend that she has her embroidery clothes and vinyl press stuff like that in, where I also put my jewelry in it.
Oh, cool. And you're going to do this again tomorrow night with other?
Tomorrow is an event called Divas Get Crafty. So there's going to be, besides for myself, 10 other artists that we're literally going each an hour live, back to each other on our Facebook pages. And the goal for that live is we get emails so we can work on our email lists.
I haven't got there yet. I'm still new at this. I haven't emailed people that's given me their emails. I just don't know what to do with them yet. And I haven't got to that lesson yet.
I've taken the lesson. I'm going to be retaking that lesson too, because I thought I remembered what I was going to do, and then I started collecting emails and didn't do anything with them.
Oh, and I have emails on my Square, and I have them on my Shopify. I was trying to do a blog before I found the class, and it's like, cool. I have all this stuff. I just have what to do with it. And then I just kind of dropped off social media for like 2 weeks when I got sick.
No, I'll just say, I'm very thankful I found Serena when I did for my business, because at that point I was about to give up on my business.
Oh, I'm glad I found her too. She's answered a lot of questions that nobody else really could answer completely. They would answer them a little bit here, a little bit there, but I can go to her and she answers them completely. I just can't keep up with all the stuff she does.
Best thing to do is, if you have not done it yet, is do your bubble chart.
I did the bubble chart.
Then pick one thing on each and do that only.
Oh.
And I really should be doing that myself.
I feel like I want to do it all important, but
if you start doing too much, you'll get like I do and burn out.
That's where I was at before I found her.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. For those who are wondering, we're talking about Serena with the Social Divas and her marketing classes. And you can find her on Facebook or here on YouTube as well. But on YouTube, she has a different name, I think. I was talking about Serena.
Oh, yes.
And where
I can't remember all of her Social Divas.
I think it's different on YouTube, but I'm not positive. I think it's her old thing.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, I went through that lesson on bullet journaling. Oh, my goodness. That was a big one for me. I like lists. Lists are good, but organized lists is even better.
I probably should do that. I was using an app called Notebook, but now I'm starting to use OneNote, which is you get with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Basically, it's notebooks.
Yeah, I like OneNote. I used it for the digital scheduling, the digital social media scheduling, but my bullet journaling is for my brain. I have ADHD, so the bullet journaling, I carry notebooks with me anyways, but the idea is keep them all together in one instead of 5. One in my purse, one in my car, one in the seat because I lost it. This one here, what I've been doing lately is combining it all into one. And then when I sit down and do my social media scheduling, I go to my OneNote because it's all linked in there and I just grab and go, which makes it easier for my brain.
Yeah.
If you ask my husband, I do everything the hard way, but yeah.
When you get to the Canva class, you can start scheduling through Canva, and you can schedule a good deal ahead of time for social media.
I know Canva. I've been going through Canva, but I don't know. I'm still a little confused about the whole Facebook, Canva, Facebook, Meta, Creator, crapola. I don't even know. Using what counts, what don't count. How does it calculate? Although I've been scheduling stuff through Canva on my Pinterest, and now I have 458,000 impressions.
Wow.
I only have 3 people following me, but it just keeps growing with impressions. So something's working.
Yeah. For working with Canva, Facebook, Leanne would be the best person to talk to because she's the one that taught me.
Oh, okay.
Serena touches base on it, but Leanne told me more information.
Oh, I just don't feel real. I don't get the warm and fuzzies from Facebook and from Instagram like I do from Pinterest. Okay, nobody. Okay. I'm like, I don't. And YouTube, I've been using it just as a store all my already made videos instead of lives. This is the first live I did on YouTube.
I've only done lives on YouTube so far. I need to get some videos just pre-recorded and uploaded. But I was trained on how to do lives, so to me, sitting down trying to record a video is completely different, and I can't do it.
And for me, I don't like to mess up. So I like to pre-record them, edit them, and then I can post them. So I can edit all my oopsies and the stuff I forgot. I can add it in there later. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. I'm just trying to get an even cover on these. I don't need to be dark. I don't need it to be, because I'm going to put some decoupage after this dries. It's not going to be. Oh, there. I haven't cut them out yet, but this is what I'm going to put on them.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, and then I'm going to blend it around the edges. So when this dries and I get that far. Oh, there's a pretty one too. I like this one too. I cut some of them out. I got that one too.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Thank you. And the big peachy flowery thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna work on those later, but this has to dry first.
Yeah.
Do you usually dry yours with? You don't do any paint. You just do the.
I just do chainmail.
Just do chainmail.
But most of the people I follow that do paint normally have a heat gun nearby. But they're what I call everyday crafters, where they might be doing painting one day, they might be doing stuff with floral the next day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I paint mostly, but the heat. I think the heat gun for me dries it out a little bit. I'm just like, eh.
Okay, I think after this one, I'm going to stop.
I think I'm done.
I just have to get one more ring on and the charm on this one, and I'll be done.
Cool.
I may not leave the charm on this one because I'm afraid it may swallow up what I originally planned, but I can always use this for something else if I don't like it.
Yes, or I can always repaint it, or I can always sand it off and do it again. That's why I like painting.
So this was originally just a leather earring I got at the Antique and Crafts Mall, and I just added it to the chainmail up there. I'm going to add it on a necklace, and I'll see how I like it or not.
Cool.
All right. So I want to thank everyone for joining us, and I hope y'all had a great time listening to us to talk. And I know I'll be doing this next month, and maybe convince Holly to start doing this a little more.
I want to do it. I want to do it weekly, but I don't know how much I'm going to get to that. I just got to schedule it. Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.